dab in the forest. Weather the storm. Kenyans, Kenyans, weather the storm. Weather the storm. You Kenyans, you need to weather the storm. Torazawa. Weather the storm. Weather the storm. Weather the storm. Jenga wa Modaka, weather the storms. Weather the storms. We are living on a water cycle. Weather the storm. Weather the storm. Weather the storm. Ah, enough of that dab in the forest. Ah, we have to kick it better. We change the tempo now. Hey! Ah, we have a new moon. Sodom and Gomorrah. New moon in Gemini. Have you been practicing the 12 disciples ritual? Have you been doing your witchcraft? 12 disciples ritual. New moon in Gemini. Today is the second day of the month. Second day of the third month of the year. Sodom and Gomorrah. It's time to be airheaded. Time to be airheaded. Let's wait for more people to get in here. In the meantime, you are double tapping with both the fingers. Ukifikisha dhao unaniambia done. Unaona hiyo ni 200. Keep tapping. Unaona hiyo ni 40. We keep tapping. We get to 1,000. So you have, when you get to 1,000 unaniambia kia done. Nikiona done, you can ask a question. Before done, no question. Titing, 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 titing. I'm not getting paid from the likes. You're just keeping the algorithm up for this important message. Hey, tango gifts and talents. What are your gifts and talents? From your God? Or are you using your gift and talents to build for other people? Are you building pyramids? You are building utopias. You are building skyscrapers where you have no share. Are you on any piece of paper? Learn how to build this mental. It's papers. Oh my God. Know how to make papers. AKA intellectual property rights. Corporations come together, create money, get a business. Ningera, 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 ningera. If you miss this video, I don't even know what to say for you. So I'm gonna play around for the next 7 minutes. Naanza at exactly 12 minutes lean. I'm already practiced my 12 disciples ritual. So 12 minutes in, ndio naanza mbogo. Asali. Oh. Where's Mohammed? Mohammed. Can you say something for us? Boy, Mohammed. 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 Come on, say something to us. Mohammed. Listen to Mohammed. Mohammed. what you gonna do about it? Muhammad. 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 12 disciples ritual. It's witchcraft, baby. Witchcraft, baby. Faith and works. It's called faith and works. In the Bible, faith and works. Ritual and witchcraft. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Muhammad. Thank you, Muhammad. Indurarino. Indurarino. If you miss this live, shauri yako. What? Say something. Hey. You miss this live at your own, whatever. If you miss this live, shame on your spirit. Ting, 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 ting. This is only for the soul group. Nakupea content inakuanga ni ya soul group only. Hey, mtu mmoja anaimba hivyo. Mtu mmoja. Have you been practicing the 12 disciples witchcraft? Have you been practicing the 12 disciples ritual? We have been singing it. We have been saying it because if you have, it's time to be airheaded, aka it's time for you to feel any way you want, aka Sodom and Gomorrah, and there's nothing they can do about it. What I do? What I do? Can you say something, please? Say something. Please. Say something. Joan, say something, say something, say something. Nakuja kununua P2 huyo. I'm parked outside a chemist. Some lady just came. Give me some P2. Give me something for my menses. It's always the menses because the women store a lot of chaos around their waist. Boom, boom, boom. Ukona shida upatangi watoto. Boom, boom, boom. Utaanza na kudetox. Boom, boom, boom. Utapata mtoto. Unless umetolewa hizo vitu. Kama ziko, you can get a baby. You can get a baby. Sun in Gemini. So today is the second day of the new month. On the drums, Tibo. 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 Come on. Tibo. 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 New moon in Gemini. Where keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. This is not for you. We are no longer casting pearls to swine. We will no longer be casting pearls to swine. AKA, there will be no more just kupeana mbogo for the sake of kupeana mbogo. So, niye direkedo jitago getika jega wa muthaka. Jega wa muthaka nemo boy wa bareabu niye degogi, or what you can call where the Saria English Kikuyu channel, you menye gogi ni kugatia. Welcome to this channel, but on this channel we don't do what you call pondering. This is a channel where we don't use whips here. Hapa si channel ya kibe, hapa si nyahunyo. Here we use flaming swords. So if you're not ready to change, we are going to cut open your behind with flaming swords. You are dealing with real archangels. Shout out to everyone in the comments. Shout out to the subconscious community. Shout out to everyone out there trying to make it easy or make light their moment on these esoteric waters. Now, today is the second day of the third month of the year. What do I mean? We have a new moon in Gemini, aka the moon is what gives us the days. The days of the month is the moon. Ndio maana unaendanga unauliza mtu, leo ni tarehe ngapi ya mwezi? So what day is it of what month? That is why we say, what date is it? This date. Of what month? You want to know the month. So we are on the third day of what month? And how do you tell the beginning of a month? With a new moon. So yesterday was a new moon in Gemini. Today is the second day of the third month. Or it is the second day of the sun being in Gemini. So now is what you call Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember, Aries, Yahweh, the headspace. Okay? Aries, the first house, the beginning, the new year, vernal equinox, March 23rd. The day or the year starts with heavy rain. God is planting. Shout out to that superbike. Lazima I confirm. That was a good one, Jegawa Mudhaka. That was a good one. Confirmed. Keep it going. You don't need numbers. Now, when the sun then, after those 30 days of the sun being going through the 30 degrees, aka the month has 30 days of the sun, which is the sun influence going through those days, those what you call degrees. So from the first 0 degrees to 10 degrees, what you call cardinal, or initiating, or to begin something. That is why you are cardinal in church, anaitwa cardinali. Cardinal, 10 years, 10 degrees into a sign. Cardinali. So a cardinal will have gone for 10 degrees initiation into whatever religion or spectrum or bullshit or rage or allegiance is following. Whatever name you want to give it, I don't care. So those 10 degrees is what you are calling a deacon, sorry. A deacon. So you have a deacon, which is 10. Then you have a cardinal, the beginning. So a cardinal atakuwa ameanzishwa zote 10 degrees lakini hajapewa. Akienda 10 degrees into that sign, 10 degrees into that sign, atakuwa deacon. Aitwe deacon, from the word decan, meaning 10. Ndio tena kama anaweza toka hapo, which is very rare, especially for you black people with your theology, because you don't even know what you are practicing. Ndio sasa aende 20. Na before afike 20 atapita kwa Jengawa Mudhaka pale mid-heaven, akute that archangel that is governing that birthing constellation kama ni Aries. So that will be the worship of Yahweh, or what you call the headspace, or Israel, or the worship of between 6 a.m. in the morning and 8 a.m. Okay? So kama unaendanga unaomba between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., that is Yahweh. That is now the God you call Yahweh, or the God of Israel, or the God of the first house, which is what you are worshipping when the sun is in Aries, Israel. Okay? That is why they feel like they need to be the first. They are the chosen people. Now, after 30 days, the sun moves now into what you call Taurus, or the second house, or Aldebaran, or what you call Baal, the worship of Baal, the bull, or the worship of what you call Canaanite, the Canaanite gods. So when the sun moves into Taurus, the Canaanite gods, or the second house, you are supposed to practice something in that month, as above, so below. When you went to your God, oh master, teach us how to pray. And he said, our Father, who thou art in heaven, aka our farthest star, aka sun or consciousness, farther away. That is why you call your father, father. You don't call him, father does not mean he's your parent. That is why we have a name for parent, or a father, or a guardian. A father means a father away. So our Father in heaven, our farthest away influence, or sun consciousness, which is our consciousness, our solar plexus, your Dhammadhya, whatever you want to call your solar plexus. You can call it your Christ consciousness, you can call it Krishna, you can call it Dhammadhya, whatever you want to call yourself. So when the sun is in that house, you are supposed to practice a ritual. As above, so below. So for a Taurus, you're supposed to be anchoring something down, making it make sense, making it practicable, or what you call protecting whatever you planted in Aries. Aries is initiation, birth, springtime, the beginning of the year. You saw the rains. Munaona nyasi, munaona napier grass. Everything has grown. You have maize. When you are anchoring things down in the second hand Taurus, muko kwa shamba munalimia. Si mmelimia. Nani sahi atajamali sasa mwenye amemalizia kupalilia sahi ndio tunaingia mwezi wa 3, what you call Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? Now, welcome to Sodom and Gomorrah, aka welcome to the Snan, or the new month of Gemini. Today is the 2nd day of the Gemini moon. So welcome to Gemini season, Sodom and Gomorrah. So now, remember, I'm on fire. I have Uranus in my chart. Uranus is in my home, aka Taurus. I have a new moon in Taurus. The moon is exalted in Taurus, aka the moon is very exalted and very high and feels at home in Taurus, my house. KBX 007B, Prado. It's all about higher natures. Ndio hiyo imeenda. Read for yourself. 007. Now, being amid heaven Taurus and understanding that my moon is in Leo, and now I have a new moon in Taurus, and I have Uranus at home, it's big changes. So this is the big changes. And shout out to the soul group and the subconscious community and everyone in the comments. So welcome to Jenga na Jenga, aka the Trinity Sensei. Welcome to Jenga na Jenga, aka the Trinity Sensei, whereby you'll be building your mind, aka your mentalities, because you can change your mind. That's your spiritual gift, the ability to change your mind. So by changing your mind, you can change the outcome, you can change the engagement, you can change everything around you, the situation or the circumstances, the people, places, and things that surround you. Welcome to Jenga na Jenga, aka the Trinity Sensei, where I'm joining Jenga, okay, the esoteric, with my business now, which was Body by Richie, gym management and personal training, now merging into one, Jenga na Jenga. So you'll be building your mind, you'll be building your soul, and you'll be building the physical, aka the Trinity Sensei, aka Neo, the one, Morpheus, to morph into two, and Trinity, aka welcome to the real matrix. Now, esoterically speaking, so now you're supposed to be practicing the 12 disciples witchcraft, aka when the sun moves from the 1st house, 2nd house Taurus, 3rd house Gemini, 4th house Cancer, 5th house Leo, 7th house 6th house Virgo, 7th house Libra or Maat, 8th house Scorpio or Sekhmet, 9th house nimesema Scorpio, 8th house, 9th house Sagittarius, 10th house Capricorn, the knee area, then you go to Aquarius, and then Pisces. So each of those moons, months, cycles, you are supposed to practice a discipline. That way, you are orderly. You do not live disorderly. So God understands that this nigger understands life. So by default, you may not even put so much effort, but then again, teach us how to pray. Our Father who thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, as it is done here in heaven, as whatever the correspondence is of as above, so below, so within, so is out. It doesn't matter. That's your Lord's Prayer. And it is you. Lord's Prayer. Lord Jega Mudhaka, Lord Daramea. It's talking about you. As it is. So when you are practicing that, as it is done, as above, so below, that's all you need to be doing, and giving gratitude, and you leave the rest to God. You try God, see if he fails, and you can also fight God. I fight God all the times. I'll be like, God, this is bullshit. God will be like, what did you say? I'm like, this is bullshit now. He said, son, do you know I'm God? I'm like, yes, I know you are God. How do you know? I know because I fell from you. How would I even be having these thoughts now? These are not my thoughts, God. These are not my feelings, God. What is this now? God is like, deal with it. What do you need? I can give you whatever you need. So I talk to God. I tell God, give me a few Anunnakis, Abrad group type. Give me... What's your blood type? Now, know thyself. Anunnaki, Centurion. Oh my God, shit be deep, shit be deep. So now, after Taurus, where you anchored down what you initiated or started in Aries, so that was growth, okay, a plan, a business plan, a relationship, then you anchor it down in Taurus. So now you are protecting it, you are protecting the brand. Now, if you have been practicing that ritual properly from Aries, Taurus, so now into Gemini, okay? So we started in Yahweh, Baal, or Canaanites, the Canaanites. Now we are in Sodom and Gomorrah, or what you call Gemini, which is a mutable communicative sign. That is why Gemini is symbolized by twins. So it's time to communicate about your business. It's time to communicate about your relationship. It's time to communicate about the people, places, and things that cater to that desire that you planted when the sun was in Aries before we moved into Taurus. Okay? So now is the time for you to communicate in Gemini. Now you need to express that thing. Because remember, you have already created a security system around that in Taurus, if you are practicing that down. And I remember the people who came for the first soul group when, the first Sunday when we were going, because you see how I've timed my soul group. When the moon moved into Taurus, that was the first soul group. This coming Sunday, it will be the first soul group when the sun has just moved into Gemini. I always start every new moon with a class on the energies to practice for the whole of that month. Ndio maana nimekuambia ukipitwa na hii live shauri yako. Ukitaka kuandika uandike, kama utaki shauri yako. I don't care. Okay? It's Sodom and Gomorrah. And I have a new moon at home. So who gives a shit? Now you need to express that thing that you wanted to be known for, that you want to be known for. You have already created a system around it. Wale watu walikuja Sogu nikamwambia waende wanunue anchor sign. Ile sign watu walikuanga wanachorwa huku tatu ya anchor. The anchor you put on a ship. Inashikilia ship ndio hiyo KBJ 777P V8. Nikamwambia uende uweke hiyo hook. I'll be on the energy of 007 leo. 777 ama 007 ama 700 the whole day. So to remind me that I'm acting on my higher natures, Archangel Jagawa Mudhaka, walking in the flesh. So your anchor, you are supposed to have it around you. Nikamwambia unaweza weka kama necklace, but you just put it with the intention of you are anchoring your dreams down. You are anchoring that business that you started when you walianza sun in Aries. For the soul group, when you tulianza last year sun in Cancer, you are already ahead. So now, hawakuva anchor. They are already late on that. Now we have the sun going into Gemini. If you are late in anchoring that dream down or that relationship, it's time to speak about it. It's time to have an airhead. It's time to have you now. Okay? You don't need validation. Validation ilikuwa happen pale uliprotect. So Aries ukapanda. Taurus ukaprotect. Okay? Ukaanka chini. Now, hapa tukifika hapa, it doesn't matter what they say. They can say whatever the fuck they want to say. God got your back. And if God is for you, who can be against you? You don't need prayers. You don't need to kneel down. You don't need to tithe. You don't need to do anything. Gratitude. Because if God is for you, who can be against you? Now you can tell them to go do this. You can be like, this business, wewe customer umekuwa ukinisumbua, you are loud, as above, so below. Ndio maana ilikuwa inaitwa Sodom and Gomorrah. It is a time to be immoral, esoterically speaking, aka you are protected to communicate about yourself. It's time for you now. You don't care about Noah. You don't care about his girls. No, you want to fuck those thoughts. Learn the allegory. It was not fucking men for that nini ya Noah, Sodom and Gomorrah. No, you are fucking those thoughts. You don't care about that thought. Wewe unakuja kuniambia nini na biashara yangu wewe, na mimi ndio nimeanza biashara. Ulinipea pesa nikianza? Hapana. Umekuwako nikilipa ma licenses na nini na KRA na PIN na nini? Hapana. Na unakuja aje kuniambia ati sijaweka hii duka yangu vizuri ati nipange? How dare you? Sodom and Gomorrah. Fuck your thoughts. AKA, we want to fuck men. We don't want your virgins. We don't want to know about new ideas and thoughts. A Virgin Mary, a land, a Virgin, a Mary, a Maryland, a land that no one has been digging, no one has been there. Kireti, no one has cultivated. It's virgin, it's a Mary. Mary does not mean a woman. Understand the allegory, understand the Bible and the titles and how it's written. So you are like, fuck your thoughts, aka we are fucking men now. Sodom and Gomorrah, esoterically speaking, this is a spiritual space. Usikuje hapa na bias ya religion, we will wash you. Okay, don't come if you don't know anything. You're not even supposed to argue for or against. Okay? Now, take an esoteric seat and learn. So now, Gemini, it's a time to talk the way they want. And I tell you, I don't watch the news. I haven't watched the TV for the last, 7 years. Either of the news, but I know what is going to happen. Watch the whole of this month. Okay? When you wanajua tuko Gemini season, for you ni mwisho, tutaenda end of June, end of May, na before tufike June katikati. Remember, it has been said by Jegawa Muthaka, watch those days. Watch when you wanapenda news. Watch the political shift that is going to surprise everyone. Watch the I don't give a fuck that is going to come from your leaders. Wapende wasipende, hata kama wajui, they are going to be that energy. New moon in Gemini. You don't have to go to Kasarani to ask God what is going to happen. You don't have to go and give people millions of money in your churches. You can wire me that check. You can wire me that check. Okay, Ruto, wire me that check. Ask Jegawa Muthaka what is going to happen. Wewe Sonko ama Sonko, wire me my check. Come ask me how everything is going to be. Wewe, who is this man? Rigathi Gachagua. Wire me my check. Come ask me about tomorrow. You don't have to go and waste millions of money when you have real archangels walking on this earth. Now, now that we have the sun in Gemini, what are you supposed to do? Wewe sasa mwenye huku unafuata the soul group, ujai kuja. What are you going to do? Ndio hiyo notes yanyu hapo. Sijui kama mtaona. Chani wakunjia hapo. You screenshot. Sijui kama mtaona. You screenshot. That's all you have to do. The whole of this month. AKA Moon in Gemini. Okay? My screenshot. Have you screenshotted that? Haya. This is information huwezi pata kwa kitabu. You're not going to find this in any Bible. It's already in the Bible, but not the way sasa nyinyi mnajua. Unajua tu ni the he had a fisherman. He found fishers. So I will make you fishers of men. Fishers of men. Fishers of men. I will make you fishers of mentalities, virtues and principles that you're supposed to practice during certain months. So test God now. Test God now with this and see if it doesn't work. So you created your talent in Aries, aka when the sun moved into the first house, Yahweh. Okay? You built a security system around it when the sun moved into Canaan or Baal, okay, which is your neck area. So you are creating a security system. You look for the right people to protect that dream, okay? Then, now it's the time to manifest, keyword, it's time to manifest, keyword, sun in Gemini. It's time to manifest or separate from people so that you know who is supposed to be there and who is supposed not to be there in your dream, in your relationship, in that dream that you planted in Aries. And that is why nilisema Aries, you don't have to plant one seed. Hata wewe ukienda kwa shamba, unapandanga mbembe, unapanda maharagwe, unaona pale kuna space, unarusha dhoroko, unaona pale, as long as you know what you planted. So it's time to manifest that dream towards you or to separate. So it's time to know, is this nigga for me? Is he not for me? These people that have brought close to me to work for me, are they for me or do I need to separate from them? Sodom and Gomorrah. Now is the time to speak about it all day, because this is the time to communicate and convey what you want to happen in your life. So what are you going to do? Are you going to test God and tell them to go fuck themselves? Or are you going to be in fear and weakness and praying and lostness as you wait for another year to pass you by? It's your choice. Don't hate the messenger. Take the message. I have my own commandments. You have your 10. I have my own commandments. My number 1 commandment: thou shalt not hate on the messenger. Thou shalt take the message. I don't have to give you the other 4 commandments because they don't apply for this. Ni sawa sawa. So let me jump in the comments, see what you've been saying. Nione venye mnaongea, kama mmekuwa mkiambiana pa huku hapa kawa, hadithi za huku na kule. So group, this Sunday, Mom's Place, Kikuyu. Mom's Hotel, Kikuyu. The day after tomorrow, Mom's Place. Entrance inakuanga ni 500 bob. Bring your book and your pen and come with good vibes. Don't make me sage that place for you. Sasa, Sunday. Mwenye wataka kukuja link ya Zoom. There will be 0 screening of So Group on TikTok. Hiyo nimecancel because ni realize inatufanya tusiongee vitu mingi sana, because we don't want to cast pearls to the swine. Mungu hapendi hivyo. Unaona, you can't be casting your pearls, precious jewels and things to non-appreciative people who, it's like God anaona hiyo ni wastefulness. Okay, and we don't like missing the point. We don't like to sin. Ndio maana inasema, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. For all have missed the point. So I have been missing the point by giving you hours and hours of TikTok, whatever classes, for nothing. So 0 TikTok. So kama unataka kujoin, pay for the link ya Zoom, utumiwe Zoom link for the whole class. If you don't want to join by Zoom link, you come physically. If you don't want, we don't care. Again, Sun in Gemini, Sodom and Gomorrah, I don't give a hoot. 12 disciples ritual, 12 disciples witchcraft. I'm on God's side now. And if God is for you, who can be against you? Si ujaribu Mungu wangu uone. Try and go against me. Oh, with your magic. Wenye walikuwa mezoea hapa screenshot picha yangu, munaenda kupepea huko kwa waganga. Jaribu sasa. Go and try. Go ahead and try again. Dayo, you look fabulous in LED. I mean pink. It's your shades for me. Shout out to you. Hako kakofia. Yeah. It's all that energy. It's Friday energy. So I'm ruled. Friday rules Venus. Okay, so what is Venus? That Aphrodite. She's the goddess of love. And my moon, I'm a Taurus sun. So I'm ruled by Venus. So I'm ruled by the goddess of love themselves. And it's Friday, love and appreciation. So blow me some kisses, my witches. And like that screen. Si kupenda kwangu. Najua unanipenda, unaniangalia, unaeza vele unaniangalia. Shout out to Jenga wa Mudhaka in the mascaras with his twinkling. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. We anchor in Aries and move in Taurus and feel the gem in eye. Shout out to Waringabe. Wacha manyaru. Fuata mila za Kikuyu. Wacha uzungu. Hiyo ni uzungu You are very stupid. Wewe ukiangalia nje unaona watu wanalimia. Hiyo ni uzungu. That's anchoring, kulimia. Wewe ukiangalia nje unaona spring, the beginning, birth, March. Kimerakia ihuru wewe na wavudithia Gikuyu. I know how to write the language. I know how language is created. I know how language is created. I can create my own language. Get the fuck off my screen. I love when people teach you astrology esoterically. Actually, what is teaching is Kikuyu esoteric cosmology. The Lord's Prayer is in affirmation to the chakras. Anunnaki. How do we communicate? Yes, Mercury is on. Yes. Waringa B. 6 Napi in my life often. What are you anchoring? Boss. What are you anchoring? You're anchoring whatever dreams and imaginations you had in Aries when we are going into the new year. When God was preparing to plant outside, you are supposed to have been preparing. Ama bora uhai. Ama unapandanga bahasha wewe. Yako unapanda kwa bahasha badala nje. You're on the right channel though. Stay there. Utasaidika hapa. We should have anchored in Aries. Good number appearance to me, okay. It's not amount numbers. I don't know what it is. Huyu amesema na bado zime... Huyu ametema na bado zimeshika. Atuoni please. Iko upside down. Stories za jaba. Haisomeki. Iko reverse. Speak out lol. Geuza camera phone screenshot. Otherwise inaonekana upside down. Oh, ni ile kitu. Sawa, acha niwashikie tena. Turn the camera. The ratings are inverted. Oh, stories za jaba. Haki nime lol and I'm in the office. Leo ni furaha day. Yeah, it's Friday. Love and appreciation. He will read later. Mutu hukuwa diverted. Unapoteza ukisoma. Oh, daily. He is red. If you know, you know. This is my birth month. I have 644. Ukwenyewe. Hizi comments ni mingi. Na unavaa pink red like a lady. Nataka sage. How to fight spiritual warfare. Mwenye anasema ataka sage. Chukua namba ya sage saa hii. Chukua namba ya sage. 0721 24 28 55. Namba ya sage 0721 24 28 55. Is the backbite season. Time to backbite. Hiyo screenshot and okay, wacha niwageuzie mshike. It's someone is unavaa pink red like a lady na ako juu anonymous. I am 14% feminine. I have a thorax. Unaona? Ne huko ikiti hau. I have a chest. I have nipples. I don't breastfeed because I am feminine 40%. 60% masculine. And that 10% is only taken by my nuts and dick. Hiyo ndio zinachukua the 10%. For a lady, she is 60% feminine, 40% masculine. And that 10% is taken by her vagina. And you don't even know about colors. Pink is called baby red. There is something that is called brightness and dimness. This is a different shade of red. Inaitangwa baby red. I can teach you about colors, but I don't have to. Encourage more viewers to share. Now, have we learned enough? Hakuna maneno mingi. Leo tu ilikuwa tu ni hiyo. Leo tu ni Sodom and Gomorrah. Leo tu ni Sun in Gemini. So go on. This is the time to learn everything you need to learn about Gemini. Learn everything you need to learn about a Gemini. Hata hii kitu hata ningeweka tu green screen Gemini. Acha hata niweke green screen. Saa hizi tu. Wamutaka wataka kufanya nini? Nataka kuweka green screen nikiongea. Inaweza weka? How do you put this? Weekly ranking. Where do you go? Na sitazima, usizime. Go to more. Flip camera, mirror your video. Gift, post live. Hapana sio hiyo. My birthday is on 10th June. Happy birthday to you. Huyo. Enhance hapana we. Usiweke hizo. I don't know. I think nitaweka the next live ndio nitaweka green screen. I don't know if you can green screen when live. Warenga, do you want to add on to anything? If you want, you can request. Leo sitaki kuongea sana. I have a new moon in Taurus. I have a new moon at home. And I'm still dealing with a lot of Uranus energy. So, wewe unajua venye kunaendelea. I have a full house at home. Taurus, ile energy iko Taurus hizi hata sijui spangwingwi. I have everyone at home. My grandmother is home. My uncle is home, esoterically speaking, not physically. The gods are in my home. I have a few Anunnakis sitting in the dining table. The other day I was going to the bedroom. And then I knocked on the bedroom because I know kwani kuna mtu kwa bathroom yangu. Esoterically speaking, I knocked. I opened the door nikapata Archangel Michael amekaa kwa choo. I'm like, Archangel Michael unafanya nini? He's like, man, everyone is in your house. So I was just passing by. I'm like, get out of my bathroom. I want to pee. Esoterically speaking. So let me invite a power balance me. Pink mpaka ndani, wacha huyu ameenda wapi huyo? Ako wapi aone mpaka ndani? I'm wearing pink boxers also. Pink boxers.
Dhayo Joga.
Bye, Waringa.
Ukapata Uncle Mikael. Ukamwambia atoke, it's time for Gabriel. Sasa,
Yes,
you know.
yeah. Toka kwa choo wewe. Gabriel time. Nafanya nini hapa?
Yeah. Toka
Akaniambia.
kwa choo. Yeah, uko sasa your space is gone.
Yeah. But then nilijua ni nini. Unajua sasa watu wamepewa wifi password yangu. Unajua sasa natoka hapo nje. Nakuta na yeye natoka hapo nakuta na yeye. Unajua si unawajua tu nakuta na yeye amedunga hapo. I'm like, what are you doing? Ama, you know, you have fast internet. Ambia kumbe nyinyi ndio mna slow my internet. Toka hapa.
Au kuambiwa upake damu kwa milango ndio wapite.
Invited to come. Sometimes
The mark on the doors. Mark on the doors. Kuambiwa red mark on the doors and the Levite bread.
Yeah. Kama hata mtu amekuja Aquarius kuomba anani Satan amekuja kuomba msamaha. Sasa mimi ni nani? Kama Satan mwenyewe amepewa after 30 years ako home aombe msamaha. Sasa kuja tu aombe msamaha. Na nafungua tu I'm like, who are you? Azazel, come in. Unataka nini Azazel? You jengawa mudhaka, you know I can't deal with you. What do you want? If there's nothing of your interest, go keep it going. Keep it going now. My commandments are like, thou shalt not hit on the messenger. So keep it going. They look at me like, hey, venye tuko na hizo commandments zako. Na wachekelea naambia ching ching. See you. Turus.
We're done. Yes. And that's the way it's supposed to. That's the way it's supposed to be. I was nilikuwa ninazungumza na mtu fulani juzi and nafanyanga kazi na nini na hizo nini za Azazia. So as we were speaking, akaniambia, hey, you know this Behemoth whatever energy is not working anymore. And wakaniambia uliwachwa nyuma kitambo because the solstices really change kitambo. Yes, we are still on that zodiac sign, but it's just the energy, you know. Ndio nilikuwa ninataka ku explain ya watu in a different way about the anchoring and the mooring season. And what people do not realize is that the anchoring and the mooring season starts from pregnancy.
Yes.
Inaanzanga mtu ukiwa kwa tumbo ya mamako. You know, the thing that people don't know is that everything in us is created in darkness. The seeds, when we plant, they germinate in darkness. It's only when they come out, when they shoot out
of the
into
ground.
The light, that is when, from the ground, exactly, that is when they start taking in this energy. So, as above, so as below, or the other way around, below taking it as in low, below, Baal, that energy.
Yes.
When you're in your mother's womb, has she, the mother being the ark, when she is there creating you with the thoughts of the father, the seeds, and her creating that water, separating the light from the darkness, the big bang. When your father's uto tumbegu tunaingianga into the ground, which is the darkness of your mother, and there they find water. Alafu kunakuwa na hiyo chemistry reaction, which produces a big bang, that is the light. And the light starts producing something in the darkness, like a seed in the ground. So you're grounded in your mother's womb, and then you start, your mother's, your mother starts creating you, as well with her thoughts, Because, like, for example, if your mom has got trauma during pregnancy or she's not happy during pregnancy, sasa hapo ndio tunaingilia ule mtu alikuwa anasema fundisha Ukikuyu, usifundishe mambo ya wazungu. This is where we come into the Kikuyu and the African cosmology. Kitambo mwanamke yuko na mimba hakuwa anasumbuliwa na mtu. Everybody used to say a woman with pregnancy, msimkasirishe, msimsumbue, give her what she wants to eat. If she asks for anything, cravings zake, and then mtafute. Yeah, because those cravings is your body saying what they need. So your mom is preparing to anchor you into this world. Yeah, and while you're in your mother's womb, you are anchored already in that sea, which is the first ship. That's why we call it the mother ship. It's the first ship that we get into. You're in that ship, swimming in her waters. Go back to the Bible. In the beginning, there was this, and the land was separated. You're the land that was separated from the water, and you keep on being separated until it is time for you to see the light. You go into that canal. When you're going into that canal, you see the light. There is energy. Actually, bathing is not supposed to be painful. It's supposed to be an orgasm. But because of whatever we have gone through, we do not get orgasm. Tunapata uchungu, yeah? Because that pain is created of the traumas and the forgetfulness that is the sin that we have fallen into that makes birthing a problem. Ndio mnaambiwa mwanamke atapata shida wakati atazaa. Watu wa Bible. That will be her pain because she has fallen short of the glory of God. She has forgotten. And we know all these things. Tukizaliwa tunakwanga tunajua hizi vitu zote as a spiritual fact. We know all this, but the minute that we go through into the light and we fall down and separate from our mother's anchor, which is the placenta, we are cut off from the source, from the spirit, from the divine nature of the mother, which is incorporated of the masculine and the feminine through both your parents. So basically, kila mwanaume ama mwanamke, when you are a zygote, you have both energies, feminine and masculine. Kwa hivyo kila mtoto akizaliwa anakuanga ni mwanamke, and then after that, that's when you see the separation, you know, later on in the later months. That's why they tell you, we cannot tell you what sex your child is before a certain time, because that's when the separation happens. Once it happens, then you start having your ascension. That is, if you get a penile, then you are a manifesting pentacle, a pyramid that is upwards. That is how we manifest. If you are a female, you have your feminine pointing downwards, and that's how you know as well when you're on this earth where we are at. At the beginning, those times of the golden ages, the pyramid was facing upwards. Now we have come to a point where the pyramid is facing downwards. That is why you see the Wi-Fi signal is upside down. It will come to a point by February when Pluto is setting shop in Mercury and Aquarius. We are going to see that we are going to have a combination of both. That is what you call the David star. The manifestation and the reception. Yeah, in Kikuyu there's something that is called the Kigogona Kiamai, where you have the pyramid, the David star as in the pyramid facing upwards and downwards, and then after that you have the circle which touches all the bases, and then you have the square. If you pull up that particular point that is in the middle, you get a pyramid if you pull it up. Yeah. Those are the secrets that the seers do not want a lot of people to know. Yeah. So once that placenta is cut and now you are on earth, what happens? Yeah. You come into the world with all the knowledge that you have, but now you are mooring in what we call the maritime laws. Yeah, that is why you see something like Goshokyokwaihu, I think that's what they call it in Kikuyu. It was one of the major things that the white person was against. Because if you look at the way that Kigogona was done, that baptism was done, it was done in a way that broke down the maritime laws The maritime laws are what we nowadays live in. Hii mambo ya wazungu. When you look at the finance system, there is something called the bank. The bank is where the Gikoyo took their children at the end of this ritual to finish up that law. There was the water involved as well. The water that was carried by the small boy who went to the river and got that water and brought it back home. Yeah, and then there was the what they call the kigogonagia the kame as well that was involved. There was the data, there was the oil, there was the castor oil as well involved. Once all that was gone, there was the physical, joining the woman, the mother, and the child as well with the umbilical cord of that animal, and then after that separating. Those are what we call the maritime laws. Yeah, banking, the first ship where we get the relationship, the financial status, the corporates. A country, for example, is a corporate. Why is it a corporate? Because the first corporates were done on water in the ships. That is why you find people, when they die, they are called corpse, because when you are thrown out of the ship for whatever reason, for example, from the first ship right now that is called Jesus by so many, yeah, that was the first slave ship for those who understand, yeah, you're thrown out of that ship, you become a corpse. That is why the very same Jesus said you have to die fast so as to live again. The corporate ship, the mentorship, the relationship, yeah, all those things involved, yeah. So when you look at the system that is going right now, we have a system that came from water, and water has got different faces. Even if you want to look at science, they say there was the ice age. First and foremost, there was the water age, and then the ice age, and then this and that. And it is the same thing right now. We came from a solid state. After the solid state, we went to a liquid state. Now we are going into an ether state. Same thing with slavery. We came from a slavery where we were enslaved as physical beings. And then we were enslaved governmentally by the governments. Governmentally, you are enslaved mentally, you're governed mentally. Now we are going into the spiritual aspect where you're going to be governed spiritually, and you're waking up. And now it's you to have that choice. It's you to make that choice. How are you going to move into the ether space? That is when you're hearing people speaking about the third dimension and the fifth dimension. And you were shown during the COVID times, you were month, something was put on your mouth to show you have to keep quiet. Because when you keep quiet, you cannot spell, you cannot breathe. And when you breathe, that is how you manifest, because you manifest first in thought. Then after you manifest in thought, you breathe it out, you spell it out. After that, now that is when you receive. And this is the time of receiving. It's the time of anchoring. So we all human beings are moors, because we moored onto this earth with the all low from our mothership. Nidayo.
Dayo. Dayo. Shout out to the powerful witch in the house, Warenga Bay. Told you I have beautiful women. Can you match that? If you can't match, stay in line. Hey. Well, you can tell from the way that I'm moving that I'm a ladies' man, a witch's man. You can all that Friday vibe. So now, someone was asking, what is sin? Or is something, can we just call it the wrongdoing? Now, to sin is to miss a point. So you see the way you have it wrong in religion, because religion, I don't even want to talk about it now. You know, I don't even want to talk. There's no need of giving them any more energy. So to sin means to miss a point. Think about it like that. Remove all that religious spookism that you're going to go to heaven and earth and burn. You're already in hell. You're already burning. What other burning are you wanting to experience? You're already in hell every day. Like every minute is an uphill task. It even tells you in the Bible, every minute is an uphill task. You are influenced. You are like swimming in rivers. You are influenced by anything. That is why you have influencers whom you follow. But there's a thin line between an influencer and a vampire. Most of your influencers are vampires. They led you to this. They were the first people to lead you to this. You are leaders. So are they? That is why they are called influencers. Thin line between influencer and vampires. So since we can't have vampires the way you used to have them back in the days, those hao ndio walikuwa wanaitwa vampire. Ukiona sinema ya vampire watu wananyonya wanu damu, okay? Understand that is an allegory, that you have those people who hide in the dark. Okay? So those are the vampires. In modern day times, the 21st century Pharisees or demons are those people you call influencers, because for them they are doing it for a paycheck, they are doing it for a status, they are doing it for a like. Okay, so that's the only difference. So we used to have vampires, now you have influencers or people who can impact you. Okay, when it comes to the sin, so to sin is to miss a point. Now break it down hata kwa kanisa yako. Ukifanya hivi itafanyika. Ukifanya hii itafanyika. But now get away out of that religion, because this is a spiritual space, and understand that to sin is to miss a point. There's nothing like that is good or bad in this world. Everything is a percentage depending on how you participate. That which is not good for you is good for someone else. Mwizi amekuibia ndio, but kwake watoto wangelala njaa. Kuiba si mzuri, hapana. You should have, hata kwa nini unaibiwa wewe? Ungekuwa na mingi mpaka ya kumpea. You see how you balance? Ungekuwa na so much to the point, ungekuwa manifest in one way, shape or another position where you find them, unamwambia, hey, dokenywa gasaide ya gasai hawe, hapo kieno kama mwambia na gadigieno ore si anairio. You get what I'm saying? So it's balancing. There's nothing like good or evil in this world. It's balancing. Good or bad is balancing everything. Sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. Mtu amekataa kukulipa mpaka utoe ukali ndio anakulipa. Nyinyi mnakataa kulipa maloni mpaka ikuje ikururi. Ikikururi unatafuta pesa unalipa. You get what I'm saying? So it's about balancing. Okay, now Waninga ameguzia akaongea about there was another question. Mtu ameuliza, is this the season to contact ancestors? So the question is, and I keep asking you, who are the ancestors you are contacting? Because if you have the wrong concept of the ancestors, you are going to contact deities and entities, cause wako, waiting to be summoned, that are not for you. Maybe they are even against you. So which ancestors? Because not all ancestors are for you. Kama shosho yako wewe mkiwa alive, shosho yako akupendi, what makes you think mwenye alikufa kama akupendi anakupenda akiwa on the other side? Same energy, different levels. So think about who are the ancestors. Also, why do you need to call on them? You are the most powerful in this realm at this particular moment. Them, they have moved on. Unless you are calling onto powerful ancestors or deities and entities that are there for you and are willing to work with you also. Unaweza ita ancestor hataki kuwork na wewe. So don't just call on ancestors, because everyone now in the internet is spirituality imekuwa wave. It has become a wave kutoka 2017. It has become a wave. Everyone is spiritual. They're even going to start schools of spirituality kama religion. Watu watakuwa naenda kama religion. Unasikia wamefanya spirituality, they are going to take over. So you see, that is why I tell you, you are the gold mines. They wait until you come up with something. The moment you start kicking spirituality, the pure spirituality, they have their molds, they have their watchtower. So they bring fake people, akina Saguru, akina Infinity Waters, people with millions of followers on the internet. They push the algorithm, give them bots to make you think that that is what spirituality is, laziness, life. At spirituality ni life and light. Oh, I have so much love, I have so much light, I have so much life. Spirituality is just giving love. Even when they are hitting on you, give them light. No, that's demonic. That's that slave ship mentality. But because they are putting it with akina Saguru, akina the monk, wenye wanapea watoto ulimi, wanasahau, because their gods are weak. So they have to be displayed. They have to be ni lazima waanikwe, but hata wakianikwa si mwanawafuata. Si Will Smith alienda na Saguru kwa mlima. Will Smith, Saguru, Saguru paying Saguru millions of shillings to meditate in the mountains. Bibi ya Will Smith alifunga miguu, angefunga miguu. That shows if your Saguru is fake. Anyway, this is not about Saguru. So you're supposed to do you. So learn the ancestors that you are calling on. Jijue kwanza. Before it ancestors, know thyself. Do you even need them? You could even be more powerful than them. Those ancestors wako wameenda. Otherwise, wewe ujue watu wazee kukuliko na ni wajinga. What makes you think your shosho knew better than you just because they were here before you? What makes you think babu yako alikuwa mwelevu juu alikuwa hapa before you? He could have been the dumb babu. Sasa wewe ndiye update. Na wata kuita mjinga. Uko hapa umsaidie. Maybe they need you. Maybe now in whatever life they are looking at you like, "Oh my God, we have one our own." There you go now, kneeling in weakness. Ya kanisa tena umeleta. "Oh, ancestor." The ancestors are like, "No, it's you. We were waiting for you. Look at the age you are in. You are in the age of Aquarius, man. Look at yourself. You have all the gadgets. You have all the internet. You have all the right teachers. Me, I was in the forest trying to run away from this white man. It's you. It's you. Na uko hapo tu. My ancestors, come and help me. I can't help you. I was in the forest, man." So learn yourself. Sasa ndio ujue who you are. You get what I'm... That is you. Ancestors. Slave ship is a mentality that started in my mind venye Waringa amesema. Mnafaa ku understand even before we manifest slavery as something that we can practice. It's in your mind, in your mentality. It's a slave ship. The same way you can jump into a relationship, you can jump into a slave ship mentality. Ndio tunasema emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Get out of that slave ship mentality that you need to be held by a leader. You need to be led by a church person. It's your time now. We want to see your gift and talent. Wewe peke yako. Each one teach one. Give us your gift and talent. Wewe. Wacha kutuambia mkubwa wetu MCA. Wacha afanye kazi ulimpea. That's his work. Hata mkutano unaenda yani ulimfanya president akitaka mkutano aende peke yake. Do you now show us you your gifts and talent. Or we wait for another 2000 years tena ishe tukisema bado slavery hapa. 4000 years. Oh, in slavery in mtajua tuko
Yeah,
wakati gani?
that's very true. Then the other thing I wanted to say, kuna hii kitu, and you have to be very careful, people, yeah, because I'm saying it happening a lot. There is no need for you to live a certain kind of, ship relationship with your gods or the gods that have been indoctrinated in you just to jump into another ship whereby you're going to be enslaved in a different mentality. Yeah. And I'm having a lot of issues here with some of our people because there are some things you don't I don't prescribe to these AGBs and whatever, because we are now living in different times. Yeah. Let me take a very, 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 very small example. There's a time that our ancestors used to live in different houses with their, with their wives. They had that house, and then he'd go into his wife's place and whatever. And he had his sons coming. Once they're circumcised, they'd move out of their mother's house, and the girls were living there, and blah blah blah. Now, we have come to a place where people are saying we are going back to our traditions. And mind you, I'm not against polygamy. You do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do with your genitals and whatever. If you feel that's the right way for you, then but don't enslave the people, and don't get enslaved by a system that is long gone, because we are living in different times. Take the good out of it, and what does not work, because you have to move with the system. You cannot be living in ancestral times and we have moved on into another dimension. You're going to have problems. Utajifunga. Alafu hapo ndio unasema, you know what, I've been talking to my ancestors, right? Nothing is happening for me and whatever, and the ancestors are not happy and whatever. The ancestors, what I tell people is that our ancestors were very, very intelligent, but because we hadn't reached that point where they could explain to you everything that is happening. Remember, I deal with runes. Runes are the language. And those were signs and symbols and sigils and all that. And even if you go all the way back our ancestral times, you'll find that that was the language that they were using. It's not that the alphabet, the Latin alphabet, came in and taught people how to read. We are already reading. You know, the English language, for example, the Latin alphabet, the A alone carries so much energy. The B carries energy. The C carries energy. That A that you see nowadays, that was already in itself a whole connotation of a whole word with so many emotions. Yeah. The B, what they call the beta as well, all the way. Yeah. So for example, you see a name like Anne. That A is a rune in itself. It is a symbol in itself. It carries meaning. The N carries meaning. The other N carries meaning. And the E carries meaning. Now, for example, you see that cross of Jesus when he was there, and you know everybody is always saying that those words INRI, INRI, that they had a specific meaning according to the Latin terms. Every one of that word was a rune. It was a word. Yeah? It was a word. It was a meaning. It was an emotion. It was a frequency. It was a vibration. And our names are vibrations. Your ancestors' names are vibrations. So when it comes to connecting with the ancestors, our ancestors helped us because we were not in that level. We were not that bright or that emotionally connected to the life force. They taught us how to affirm in ourselves. When you're pouring out, when you're libating and you're talking to the ancestors, you are talking to yourself. Because where are the ancestors? The ancestors are your DNA. They are your Akashic records. And that is why when you open your third eye, you start seeing things differently. You start feeling things differently. You move into a different vibration. When you have those lucid dreams and your ancestors are talking to you, it is you having broken those Akashic records. You've hacked into them. And when you hack into them, if you are conscious in your subconsciousness, now take a word of that, conscious in your subconsciousness, in your subconscious mind, then you generate those visions. Nothing comes from outside. It comes from within you. And that is what is talking to the ancestors. Talking to the ancestors is talking to yourself. They live in you. The ancestors are our memories. That's why you might go somewhere and you say, "Ay, this guy looks like my granddad." And then when you dig deeper, mkienda kufanya what you call that deep dive, mnapata somehow or the other, you might be related, or you are related. Or even if you're not related in that way, unaenda unauliza mtu blood group yako ni gani, anakuambia, I'm an O rhesus positive. Unasema haya pia mimi. And then you just connect, yeah? So that is what talking to the ancestors is. All the rest is ancestral worship. Worship as in worship, worship. W-A-R, not W-O-R. And that is when unasikia ati ninatandikwa na ma ancestors zangu. You have to understand, you are that big guy. You are that power. You are that alpha. You are that A when it comes to the ancestral realm, because you are the one who is still in the world of what they call the living. All the others have moved on to the thought space, to the spiritual space, to that spiritual realm, which again is your mind and is your thought. So let's be very careful about that. And when, like Njenga said, sometimes when we are going into those paths, if you don't know yourself, you have to know yourself first. If you don't know yourself, you could open portals for other ancestors who are not for you. Nedayo?
Tayo. Tayo. You know, and I'm just listening. Oh, if I even started grooming myself, I'm like, grooving myself. You know, when Waringa is speaking, all I can do is grooving myself. Okay, so now, when you talk of not knowing self and then you start jumping into these practices, so some of you are jumping into buying anything that you hear it's spiritual. So some of you have already started collecting altars. Some of you have already started collecting stones and crystals and everything, which is okay. It's a good thing. However, caution is required everywhere. Look for a mentor. Get online. Look for true mentors. They are going, when you put yourself in that space, before you even look for the mentor, put yourself in that space. They are going to find you. The same way you find this channel. This is not by accident. Like if you are watching, you may think, oh, I stumbled on this. No, you didn't. There, 777, I told you. KBR, 777B, right there. Discovery. So you have to understand that those are not coincidences. And you have to understand that there's a reason why. So these teachers are going to come for you. Don't manifest disabled animals. Anyone who unaona mtu ati ako na paka ama umbwa na ni disabled ati ilizaliwa hivyo, you have to understand that those are spiritual attacks coming to them, but the only thing they can manifest is through the pets they have, based on either portals they have opened or people who are practicing something around them. Okay, I don't want to go too deep in that because right now I don't even have a cat. uh, uh, for other reasons than tunajua. So I won't go to that. Let me see if there's any question. That story for another day. Dani ya mitambo. This is who. Usually I say all who are aligned to me. How do you know if you're a witch? I'm not into religion. Consider everything as a lesson. I remind individually, but what do we get? Your teaching what? Where do you get your teaching? Oh, hakuna maneno ati where do you get your teaching? So this is the other thing I was saying yesterday. Sasa unataka Waringa akupee kitabu. Sasa instead of learning for yourself, you go and absorb books written by men and women. When you're supposed to know first, then find it in the book. You see, people think that you came to this world knowing nothing, that you don't have to be taught anything. In this world, and I repeat, if you didn't know anything in this world, you would not be born into this world. I repeat, if you didn't know anything in this world, whether unataka kuita Pythagoras, whatever they tell you, if you don't know it, or if it's not inside you, you would not exist in this world. So you're only in this world to remember. So stop thinking that you're going to learn from books. Books are mentalities or people, thoughts like me. When I'm writing my books, those will be my thoughts and feelings on my interpretation of what is happening. Okay? So don't absorb that na useme Jega Muthaka amesema ni yeye. No, you can also teach it. Wewe unauliza Waringa umetoa wapi? Wewe you know a lot wewe. It's just that someone lied to you that you don't know. You know a lot. Nani alikuambia ujui? Who said you don't know? Why would you believe you don't know? Who made you believe that you don't have that inside you? Because those are the things you need to heal from. Are they mother wounds, father wounds? When you are growing up, no one ever told you thank you. No one ever hugged you for doing anything good. So you grew up in a home where there was no, so you are emotionally mature because the people, places and things surrounding you, they never showed you what to be emotionally mature is, that you needed assurances, that you needed to be told or someone believing in you. So deal with that trauma kwanza. This is how easy you can treat trauma. The moment someone is like, where can I learn that? Hiyo ni trauma. Hiyo tu hapo. Pap! Deal with that trauma kwanza ya mothering ama ya parenthood. Ukiheal hiyo, everything else will come. Hapo sasa hiyo ndio the biggest block ni hiyo, someone told you, you don't know. Hata pengine ilikuwa ni mwalimu, one day aliuliza swali wewe na kierere, haro, ukaanza akakwambia wewe mjinga sana, and maybe it affected you. Go and deal with those traumas. Do your shadow work, people. Do your shadow work. Hiyo ni shadow work wewe nimekutolea hapo from your question. Umefanya vizuri sana nikuuliza Warenga hiyo. Go and deal with that. Na uko na 777 mingi sana, 7777. Go and deal with trauma. We love you. Hata mimi peda yeye sana. I could listen to Warenga all day long. Direda kuemenya. Weda kuemenya. Ewe haha wemenya. No fast. What we find on book is just confirmation. Shout out to math or Libra or the skills. The skills, good and bad, balancing. Unaona venye amebalance hiyo vizuri sana. Shout out to math energy. Or aka shout out to Satan.
Matt Energy has got a lot of spiritual energy in her. Balance.
Balance.
A lot. I wanted to talk about shadow work because a lot of people are shadow work with killing the ego, because wanaenda huko kwa YouTube wanaangalia, wanaambiwa this is what shadow work is, wanafuata hizo maneno and blah blah blah. You cannot kill your ego. You need your ego. You need your intuition. So kama mnaenda huko mnaambiwa shadow work is killing your ego, you cannot do that. It's not right, because your ego is your shadow. How do you live without your shadow? How do you live without your transformation point, which is the sun, which is the intuition and your solar plexus? You cannot kill your ego. Shadow work is just dealing with your shadows. Yeah, and when I'm talking about your shadows, some people will say dealing with your demons. Others will say dealing with your negative points or dealing with your trauma. That is what shadow work is, but it's not killing your ego. You need your ego to survive. You need your ego to live. You need your ego to be able to know what is right again and wrong. And when I say what is right and wrong, it is not what has been indoctrinated in you as right and wrong, because this is where we fall further into sin. When we are born, we come into this world, like I said, with all that law, and then we forget it once we are cut from the source, and then we have to start reminding ourselves. But instead of reminding ourselves, we come into a world where we are mentored, and then being mentored or guided by the parents. Unaambiwa hapo, no, you're not supposed to do that because the Bible says. You're not supposed to do this because this is what is our tradition, this is our culture. Unaenda shule, unaambiwa, no, you're not supposed to do that. It's no, 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 no. No. So the child stops saying ma. All children start with ma, which is mathematics, which are the fundamental laws of life, and start saying Stop saying and start saying ma, you know? So what happens? We cut ourselves from the source, and then we start being guided by an external force, which confuses our ancestors. If you look at children who are born, like, for example, in the jungle, yeah, wale ambao hawaendi shule, sisemi shule ni vibaya, msiseme ati yeo Warenga amejoin nini WhatsApp group ya kina, what was that Shakahola guy amesema watu wasiende shule or whatever. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that guide your children. Listen to them. Do not be that parent who is initiating your child into this world, mooring your child, cutting the anchor by just telling them no, 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 because of what has been indoctrinated in you. You have to know yourself first so that you can be that guide to that child. Otherwise, you're going to be re-traumatizing your child, re-traumatizing your ancestors, and once that child reaches a certain point in life, becomes a very confused child. Not confused, amekoniwa already by the people who have, brought that child up, and then fused with the fusion of everything that is going on in this world. And then you start asking, where did I go wrong? Know yourself. Once you know yourself, deal with your shadow work, your shadow. Why do you think kids are scared of shadows? Mshaona watoto wadogo vile wakiona the shadow for the first time, they run away. Have you ever asked yourself why? Yeah? Because the shadow is just not a thing. It is just not a dark space. It is a physical manifestation of your light being onto the shadow world. It's just you in another dimension. That is why saa zingine ukienda kulala unaambiwa say goodness to your shadow, but say grand shadow to your shadow when you're going to sleep. So when you wake up in the morning, you say grand rising, because the shadow has come from the dark side of yourself. That is your dreams. That is your manifestation in what you've been doing the whole day and what you want to manifest. And that is how sometimes you manifest in your subconsciousness when you're sleeping. Because it's not that you, when you're sleeping, you stop living. It's just a certain aspect of yours that sleeps, a certain part of yours that sleeps. The sun side of yours, the light side being that goes into a different dimension, and the dark being, your yang, goes into a different dimension to come and join together when the sun and the moon recollect and stop shining against each other into different skies. You being the sky, you being the person who's got that veil.
Shout out to you once again. So, when the children were growing up, Kuri Ma, Kuri Ma. So you think everything is a coincidence that they would play those kind of games with children, what you call hide and seek. Kuri Ma. They never used to say Kuri Nedakuona. So the first thing that the child learned was Ma. Kuri Ma. Kuri Ma, baby. Ma. So now, that's a very concrete idea yenye Warenga ameongeza. So that's a very con-created idea. The big con. So that's a concrete idea. It has been anchored because it is so concentrated. But instead of being fused to another thing, you have anchored your own. So it's a concrete idea. So shout out to create that idea. Shout out to Warengabe, aka the Eve, Sophia the First, Maito, Moby, all the names that you can give her, the witch, whatever you wanna call her, Aya, or you wanna call her Maya, all those names. I don't think we have any questions for this. This was our son in Gemini or Sodom and Gomorrah. So I don't think what are these likes now? What is these likes you've given me now? What is this likes? 25,000 likes. Wacha niende kama hakuna likes. What if the child are odd? How do you listen? We can't read screen with the white shirt. Where tuma likes? Jenga, una glow. This is not a white shirt, it's a pink shirt. I am glowing, yes. New moon in Taurus. And it's my birthday month, eh? Najua my birthday was on the 15th. But I have a few days now. It's gone. Sasa niko Gemini. So I can't be, oh my God, it's my birthday. I was born on the 15th. Shut up, Richard. Mid-heaven Taurus. Are you sure you are the mid-heaven Taurus? If you are following the moon. Shout out to Gemini season. Taurus tushatoka kwa kiti sasa. But I still have that afterglow. Nikale kamshuto ka Mungu. Niko na wako kamshuto ka kanini. Ka Taurus bado. Ako ka ball energy. Hiyo ball imenishutia. So I'm still glowing from that mshuto. Itangwa fat clouds. Hata Mungu anashutanga. Raisiragia gaida dhuragia. We create God in our image. Mungu anashutanga. Sasa leo na I'm glowing from hiyo mshuto ya Taurus. Nishatoka kwa hiyo energy. Sasa niko Gemini. I'm still a Taurus, but now I have to participate Sodom and Gomorrah. I have to participate ukitoka hapo niende Cancer, because remember my moon has to keep going to those places. So moon itatoka tena Taurus. Ikiendanga iende Gemini, tuko Gemini season, inipate tena kwa sign yangu. Tena I'll be like, what the fuck? You guys, you are back for my free Wi-Fi. Lakini najua Wi-Fi yangu ni 6G. They like my 6G Wi-Fi. Nime-upgrade mpaka 8G. But 8G ni wenye wako na hizo application phones zimefika 8G. Unaniona na nini, 4G ama 5G? My moon is home. Yeah, so shout out to everyone. Someone has said done. So let me go. I'm not going to stay here for 20,000 likes. Ni 20,000 ama ni kama naongea vibaya.
Jenga wacha wakae. Sometimes we have to push them. You know, you people, these master classes that you get from Jenga. Yeah? These are master classes where you have people paying a lot of money for them. Na alafu likes tu mnanyima. We have 52 people here in the like. Nini wana view. You know, it's not much. Kila mtu agonge nini 1,000. You just have to run it down. That is, 1,000 ni kitu kama 3 seconds. I mean 3 minutes per person. Yeah, 3 minutes of your
Which is
time for master classes that you would normally, you know, Njenga, these people don't understand. Tukizima hizi master classes and then we say now we are going to charge for them. Tuseme tuta charge for them. You yourself, you understand, unajua. Mi mwenyewe, those ones who come into my space, who ninawaambia this and this, I will give you for free. But what I have to work for, or what took me so many research hours, because what they don't understand, sisi watu ambao who are in that space that we are in, we get these messages from yonder. Once you get those messages from yonder, you have to go into now this 3D space to try and find a way that we can be able to communicate it to the people so that they can understand and understand what we are speaking about. And it's not easy. Do you see ati mtu unakaanga chini unaambiwa, oh, this is going to be the topic. This is the way you're going to relate to it. This is what, sometimes you're just walking along the way and then you just see you see a symbol and you know, oh, this is the message that I'm being taught. Or you walk out, mtu kama mi ambayo nafanya kazi usiku, I walk out sometimes for my break. I look into the skies and then I see the moon is there, the sun is there, is going to rise up in this direction into this point or whatever point and end, and I know this is what people need to hear. This is what is coming for them. But to be able to make the people to understand where we are coming from, we have as well to go deep into a deep dive and do some research so that we can be able to communicate it in a way that people are going to understand. And it's a lot of work. Let me not call it work. It's a lot of, fusion. Let me call it that. It's a lot of fusion because you have to fuse into the minds of the people, So just giving likes, seriously. Likes, 3 minutes tapping the screen. For something you'll be paying like what, $500. I know people like Kyle the Shaman. He charges for such a masterclass. He charges like almost 3,000. Na ukiingia kwa live yake, anytime he goes live, there are like 500 people waiting for 30 minutes of his time. Na sisi tuko hapa tunasema tumerudi kwa watu wetu. Let's not deal with those people who already know, who are already in a certain point at tuna rise up to reach the skies or to reach their twinkling stars. Let's go back to the basics for the people who really need it. So sometimes it's draining. For me, my part, I'm not talking about Njenga. For me, my part, it's draining. That's why hata siendangi live sana. Because I would rather have that one person who comes into my inbox, or 2 people or 3 people, or a group 5 people. Nikipata watu 6, watu 7, nasema, okay, now I cannot deal with this individually. Naenda live, And then I remind people what is there to be reminded of. It's nothing much. It's just appreciation. For somebody who's been live for more than 1 hour, and you have like 3K with 45 people watching. Seriously.
Yeah, they think that these likes are getting paid. You're not getting paid by likes. It's actually for your own good. You are keeping the algorithm of the video
pushes
up.
the algorithm, exactly. So that you have more people coming in, more people to learn.
Algorithm, so that you have more of your people coming to see. But we understand that you hate yourself because you don't like anything that looks like you. And as an example, kama ni mzungu angekuwa akiongea hivi vitu, saizi account ingekuwa 7,000 people watching, donations za vitu kaa hizo. And I'm not even asking for your donations. I'm just asking you like the video, to push the video up, to share the video. But it's okay. Na niyo naambia Sodom and Gomorrah at this particular moment, I'm doing it for God. If you don't like, nitakuwa naingia. If I don't like the number, if I feel whatever I'm kicking is not equivalent to the hearts, I just leave. Itakuwa ni hivyo, I just leave and I feel nothing. As above, so below.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
It is what it is. Yeah. Ama sasa hizo ndio mnaanza kusema ati so and so akiingia live in 5 minutes they don't have 10,000 who wanaipa. Si kuhepa.
No,
ile tu anaangalia nasema what is it for? It's not like ati mtu ana kitu kingine ya kufanya. We are very busy people as well, So usifikiria ati mtu akiingia hapa live ati yuko live ati anawafunza kitu ama anawakumbusha kitu, is like they don't have anything else to do, Saa zingine mtu unakuanga ukimark time unasema this is my schedule, this is what I've planned, and because this is what I feel I have been assigned to do by the universe, not by anybody, not by you. Mtu kuji live because ya watu, ati watu sijui wa like ama sijui watupe gifts ama whatever, because when you are in this space, you have something to give out to the world. You have something to share with the world. You have to give out that knowledge. But sometimes it's draining if you're giving out that knowledge to people who cannot give back.
Like for
And you're
example,
not giving back to
you
us,
see,
you're giving back to yourself.
like for example now I'm sweating. Nasikia nafungua dirisha nasikia kuna kelele napandisha kioo naona wacha wasikie. But I want to move from me. I'm already hot. It's hot in the car, but I'm like, I have to tell these people this. So come on, if they don't appreciate sawa. And this is not even about likes. Then again, Susaki msembe ati walikuja waka-complain juu ya hearts wanatulazimisha. No, I'm just saying. Don't even have to. Shout out to someone else. Ni nani huyu? Ako live. Hata yeye aseme kitu. Wanyame request.
All right, then, Nedayo.
Tayo.
Me, I say love and light because that is where my shadows have brought me into. I manifest in the darkness like all our organs in our body and ourselves and our ancestors, and I bring that back into the light. Lakini sile love and light mnaelewa. My love and light will kill you if you need it, you know.
Yes. And now shout out to
Okay,
Warenga.
Nkenga. Have a
Yeah.
great day. Thank you, people. It's been a bliss as well, not a blessing. Blessings are curses.
Do you 777 ingine? 777 another one?
777 ECC. That's my number.
That's your
Okay.
number. Shout out to you.
Yeah, Gidania.
Dayo mono. So,
Bayo.
nani request ametoka tena. So, kuna mtu alikuwa request ameanguka. If you want you can request, but now we can move, eh? I've been live for 90 minutes. Don't forget to take a break. Ndio watu wanini wananiambia. Ndio watu wanini wananiambia. That's 1 hour and 30 minutes kama nimekaa hapa. Nakumbushwa na watu wa TikTok. You need to take a rest, Archangel. You Archangel, you need to take a rest. We know you are an Archangel, you can keep going, but take a rest. So I'm going to listen to TikTok algorithm and I'm going to take a rest. I have to be somewhere. It's Friday, love and appreciation. So do have a beautiful Friday, love and appreciation day. Ukipelekwa date leo, end up date. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your drink. Mix with the light people. Do whatever you want to do. If you agree to the terms and conditions, hakuna mtu anakukataza. Sasa, if it works for you. If you feel it's not working for you, it goes against you, don't. Listen to your intuition. Sasa. So, kuna mtu anasema, okay, followed the host. So shout out to everyone in the space. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Someone asking, is today's color pink, Jenga? Today we wear velvet, purple. This is baby red, which is pink with a different shade of black. So unajua mi nacheza alchemy. Unajua, me I'm going beyond. But those are the colors, the royal colors. Purple thongs. If someone is going to take you on a date today, wear something purple. Wache ikuwe ni thong. And make sure that he takes it off. Akiona, oh my God. Pap, anapitisha. Iko sawa, just because you're acting in those energies. Manipulate the energies. You are here to transmute. You are true alchemists and you are magicians and you are powerful beyond measure. Ni thayo kumagitina kia ngoro yakwa. Thayo muno. Sawa sawa. Thayo. Thank you. Thank you, Mwariwa Musa. Sio ni andu mareka ati. No yungi nake no Johnite wa Pere. Thayo. Shout out to Warenga. She's been snapping her fingers. Warenga is like, snap your fingers. Hey. Ciao, ciao.